RiNGLeTS, and welcome to This Week in Gaming with your host, me, Rich. TWIG. Seriously, I don't think I've gone a single week without saying that. Anyway, before we kick everything off into another gear, just to let you guys know, this is going to be a bumper edition of This Week in Gaming. I missed last week, so I'm going to do six news stories for you this week. But first, got some big news related to myself and Green Ring Gaming. I recently approached a website called gamercheese.com. They're interested in my videos and what I can bring to the table for their website. And basically what I'm looking to do in the near future is to do some collaborations with them, possibly work and do some things for their site, such as vlogs. I'd love to do some interviews, and maybe, just to get you guys to go on their website, do some exclusive stuff over at Gamer Cheese. They're going to get me a Green Ring Gaming section, do some exclusive stuff for them. Therefore, you can't watch it on this channel. You have to go to their website to watch it. So again, just to really quickly clarify, check the link out. It's going to scroll across the top of the screen. www.gamercheese.com. They're a great site. They do some reviews. They're growing just like my channel, and we want to work together to help, make each other better. Anyway, that's that out of the way. Now on to those top stories. So the format this week will be that I'm going to do 3 stories from the week I missed and 3 stories from this week. So I'll read them in the order that I wrote them. All these stories are from computerandvideogames.com. Here are those stories for you now. The PS4 is like a really perfect PC gaming computer, says Epic Vice President. The next Xbox controller is going to be near identical to the current controller. And sad news, I'm afraid, folks, Disney shuts down LucasArts game studio. And the news from this week, this is a rumour, the next Xbox will be very expensive, and possibly a reveal on May the 21st. EA, Electronic Arts, have been voted the worst company in America for the 2nd year running. And some fabulous new Elder Scrolls Online screenshots for you guys. So on to that first piece of news. The Epic Vice President has come out and said that the PS4 is going to be like a PC gaming computer. So, next gen is about service and simplicity, as well as power, comments Rain, the Vice President of Epic. So the Epic Games exec has compared the PlayStation 4 to a really perfect gaming PC, citing the console's combination of phenomenal hardware and convenient user experience. Speaking to Computer and Video Games in a recent interview, the VP Mark Rain called Sony's decision to incorporate off-the-shelf PC components in PS4 very smart, because in his opinion it will allow many developers to hit the ground running with their next-gen game development. He also pointed to the memory limitations of the 32-bit versions of Windows as an example of how PS4 titles could even surpass what most PCs can do. I think it's a very smart move on Sony's behalf to build this sort of enhanced PC architecture and then to put so much in it, he said. Let's not forget, it has 16 times the memory we had on PlayStation 3. That's not insignificant. Knowing that every machine has that, we can do crazy, ridiculous stuff with that. The other exciting thing is that when you think about Windows, even Windows for most people is tied to about 2 gigabytes of addressable memory space. This really opens up beyond what most PCs can do, because most PCs are running a 32-bit version of Windows. It's like giving you the world's best PC, he added, pointing to Sony's introduction of super convenient features such as the ability to play games while they're downloading and perform background updates. The kind of stuff that they announced that they're doing, the level of convenience, and things like that, they're making a really perfect gaming PC, he added. I've always said that the things in the next generation that aren't just brute force hardware are all about the service and simplicity of the experience. The things that make it as fun and easy to get a PS4 game as it is to get a game on your iPad. Commenting on Microsoft's next-gen console plans, Rain said he was confident the Xbox firm will also be doing something along the lines of PS4. At GDC, Epic released an extended video of its Unreal 4 Elemental demo running on PS4. So guys, I know there's going to be a lot of haters out there, a lot of people saying there's no way that console can match up to PC. Hear me out though. I have a friend that plays console games and he's not just looking for the graphics. He's the type of guy that wants to come home from work, stick the disc in the console and pick it up and play. Let's be honest with ourselves, there are some people out there that don't want to go through the hassle of installing a game, that just want to come home from work, put the disc in, play it, trade it, do what they want with it. But that being said, PCs still lead the way. I myself have a 64-bit computer and I can't remember when I had a 32-bit version of Windows, so I don't know what that article's about, but again, leave your comments below on what you think. So, on to the next news. It's been reported that the next Xbox controller is going to be identical almost to the current unit. So, Microsoft will make very few changes to its controller design for the next generation Xbox console, claims a report. Unnamed sources have apparently told Kotaku that prototype versions of the new console's controller, which are currently in the hands of developers, are much in the same as the Xbox 360 controller. Aside from being a little smaller in overall size, the new controller apparently features the same twin analog setup and button layout, including the centrally positioned home button, analog triggers and D-pad. The new Xbox controller is also said to be void of any new input mechanics, unlike the Wii U, which has a touchscreen, and the PS4's DualShock 4, which will feature a touchpad, light bar, speaker and numerous other features. Kotaku also reports that Microsoft has covered its next-gen Xbox hardware prototypes in black and white striped patterns, possibly to deter leakers, as each one could contain a slightly different and crucially traceable pattern. It has been speculated that Microsoft will announce its next-generation Xbox platform at a special event in late April. The next Xbox, codename Durango, is said to utilize an AMD 8-core x64 1.6GHz CPU, a D3-D11 by 800MHz graphics solution, and 8GB of DDR3 RAM. Yeah, so how do we feel about the controller being similar, if not the same, maybe a little bit smaller? I'm a big fan of Xbox and I love the controller, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But what are your views on that? Do you think that it needs to change, just like PlayStation's? Do you think it could incorporate some sort of touchscreen? Let us know in the comments. And finally, for last week's news, sad news unfortunately, Disney shuts down LucasArts publisher studio. So Disney has shut down the video game publishing arm of LucasArts. It has been confirmed. A LucasArts representative confirmed the news in a statement to Game Informer. Quotes here: "After evaluating our position in the games market, we've decided to shift LucasArts from an internal development to a licensing model, minimizing the company's risks while achieving a broader portfolio of quality Star Wars games. As a result of this change, we've had layoffs across the organization. We're incredibly appreciative and proud of the talented teams who have been developing our new titles." Kotaku reports that staff were informed of the closure on April 3rd and around 150 people were laid off. It also claims, citing a reliable source, that both of the studio's projects have also apparently been cancelled outright: Star Wars 1313 and Star Wars First Assault. But a Lucasfilm rep has suggested that LucasArts projects may yet be rescued via a licensing deal with an external developer. It is worth noting that we are looking for proven external partners who can help us provide video games to our fans, they told Game Informer. We still believe in the video game industry. We still provide Star Wars games. We're just looking at different models rather than internal production. They're evaluating everything. There's always a possibility that if Star Wars 1313 can still come out via licensing. This comes just 5 months after Disney's $4 billion acquisition of George Lucas's LucasArts films last year. Doubts were cast over the future of Star Wars 1313 when Disney CEO Bob Iger announced that Lucasfilms will focus on mobile and tablet games as opposed to console projects. The title was recently rumoured to have been put on hold despite assurances that the acquisition wouldn't have an immediate direct impact on the game's development. As well as games of the Star Wars universe, LucasArts was famed for being a leading developer of point-and-click adventures, which reached the height of their popularity in the early 90s with titles in the Indiana Jones franchise and Rob Gilbert's The Secret of Monkey Island. In more recent years, the studio focused on Star Wars projects with Star Wars The Force Unleashed and its sequel, which received mixed reviews, and its latest game, Kinect Star Wars for Xbox 360, which was released to mostly negative critic response. So obviously that's really, really bad news for you Star Wars fans, well, especially the ones that play the games. How do you think that Disney's purchase of LucasArts has affected all of yourselves? Do you see it as negative, or do you see them moving on in the future? I personally can't claim to be a big Star Wars fan, but I don't have any problems with Star Wars, and I hope they manage to overcome everything in the future and manage to get a good game out for you guys. I really do. Comment in the section below if you have any thoughts. On to this week's gaming news. This very week. This one. Yeah, duh. The next Xbox is rumoured to be very expensive. Which I always say, duh. Of course it's going to be expensive. But it's rumoured to also be revealed on May the 21st. So, it is suggested from Tech Blogger here that they suggest that the price of the next Xbox may be up to $500. Says here, the Microsoft next generation Xbox will be announced at an event on May 21st. It has been claimed. The new console is said to be expensive and could cost up to, as I said, $500 or $300 with a subscription model. That's according to US reporter Paul Thurgott, speaking via What the Tech and well known in technology circles for his Microsoft leaks. According to Thurgott, Microsoft originally planned to unveil its next console at the end of April, as first reported by CVG, but the firm has shifted focus to an event in May. There's also an update here. The Verge has backed up Thurgott's claims, and it is also reporting plans for an Xbox reveal on May the 21st. Sources familiar with Microsoft Xbox plans have revealed that the event will be at a small venue with a focus on providing the very first details on the next Xbox, codenamed Durango, and Microsoft plans for Xbox in 2013, it says. The next Xbox will be a Windows 8 device and use Blu-ray discs, he said, with a release planned for this November. Durango is going to be expensive, $500 to $300 with a subscription, that kind of thing, he said. Originally, they were going to announce this thing on April 24th. Now they're going to announce it on May 21st. We know there are events occurring this year where we're going to learn more about Durango. E3 is going to occur. Build is going to occur in San Francisco in June, when they're going to talk about the developer's story. Because it's a Windows 8 device, it's going to have the same, or basically the same, developer tools and developer APIs and all that kind of stuff. The blogger also corroborated the growing number of reports that the next Xbox will require an internet connection to play games, but expressed surprise over the negativity surrounding Durango in some corners of the gaming public. Going back and looking at some of the stuff I got a long time ago, it actually says must be internet connected to use. That's in the notes. That's all I have. But it does say that, he said. For me, everything I've seen has been really positive. It's amazing to me that based on no information at all, everyone is freaking out. Aside from this online thing, the number one concern I've gotten from people is, what does it look like? Who gives a shit? Thorough also claims Microsoft will launch a new Xbox 360 console this year, codenamed Stingray, for $99. Now, I myself wasn't aware that it could personally be a Windows 8 device. The reason why I don't have my PC this week is actually because I was trying to remove Windows 8 from it, so I'm a little disappointed if Windows 8 is going to be heavily integrated with this thing. But it probably comes as no surprise due to the fact that everything on Windows 8 just looks like the Xbox 360 menu now, or a mobile phone. What do we think about the Xbox's lack of, people talking about it? We know that it's coming out, but people have to say next gen. Why can't you just say next Xbox? You know that it's going to be PS4 and the next Xbox. But they always have to say, and other next-gen consoles. What are you doing? Anyway, comment section below. Tell me what you think. And the next piece of news for this week probably comes as no surprise to any of you. EA, Electronic Arts, have been voted the worst company in America for the second year running. Oh, and just before I continue, because I'm really, really bad and forget things all the time, shout out to Albert McVeigh, Methodologian Games. He got a question right a couple of weeks ago and I didn't manage to shout him out. So shout out to you. I'm going to do some Minecraft videos with you soon on Xbox. And I know you're one of my biggest fans, so this shout out's for you, man. Now onto that article. So it comes as no surprise that Electronic Arts has been voted the worst company in America for a second year running. Like last year, the game publisher once again faced off with Bank of America in the poll's final stage and took the title with over 78% of the votes. The poll, hosted by The Consumerist, put several major US firms on the chopping block, including Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Facebook, among others. The Consumerist said, following last year's surprise worst company in America victory by Electronic Arts, there was hope that the video game giant would get the message. Stop treating your customers like human piggy banks and don't put out so many incomplete and or broken games with the intent of getting your customers to pay extra what they should have received in the first place. The site went on to criticise the firm's use of annual release schedules for games, game prices, Mass Effect 3's rushed endgame, and SimCity's turbulent launch in connection with the game's always-on internet requirement, which EA says has nothing to do with DRM. EA Chief Operating Officer Peter Moore braced for the inevitable results of the poll with a defensive statement last week, in which he said, "We can do better. We will do better." He also went on to defend the company, noting that its dominance of the consumer poll is down to the large internet-savvy presence of its critics versus the other firms on the list, and highlighting some of the positive performance figures of the firm. Every day, millions of people across the globe play and love our games, literally hundreds of millions, more than will vote in this contest. So here's my response to this poll. We can do better, we will do better, but I am damn proud of this company. The people around the globe who work at EA, the games we create, and the people that play them, said Moore. So, obviously, we all know about Electronic Arts and some of their problems and all the things that have gone on. What do we think has gone wrong at Electronic Arts? Like, is it because of their microtransactions? Is it because they literally are taking customers for a ride? The SimCity thing is not the reason why this happened, but, I mean, the CEO had to step down or get fired, more like it. So, what do we think EA are doing wrong? Are they sponging us for money? Us people? Are they taking us for a ride? Is that why? Or is it just because they've become too franchisey and people are getting sick of that? Write in the comments below what you think. And finally, just some cheery news here. Some new Elder Scrolls Online screenshots for you guys. So, just quickly, a fresh batch of the Elder Scrolls Online screenshots have been posted on AGB. Nick Conkle, lead gameplay and combat designer on the upcoming MMO, has told CVG that the title is being designed to be accessible to anyone. ZeniMax has confirmed an Elder Scrolls Online release date window of 2013 on PC and Mac. It recently opened up beta sign-ups on the game's official website, with start timing and details of the playtest set to be provided at a later date. Here's those screenshots for you now, guys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed those screenshots. I absolutely love Elder Scrolls. I love their games. I love Bethesda. I love what they're doing. And props to them. I cannot wait for this game to come out. Next up, guys. Next up. It is time for the chart for the USA and the UK, as I do weekly. Let's go straight to the chart. Number 5 in the USA is God of War Ascension. And in the UK, it's FIFA 13. Number 4 in the USA, Gears of War Judgment. And in the UK, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Number 3 in the USA, BioShock Infinite. And in the UK, She Will Not Go Away, Tomb Raider. Hooray for boobies. Number 2 in the USA, Defiance. And in the UK, it's a game I bought this week. It's Defiance. And the number you've all been waiting for, that little old #1 in the USA is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. And what does everyone love in the UK? In at #1 is BioShock Infinite. Yes, the UK's hero is BioShock. No surprises really there, guys, although I wasn't really expecting to see Luigi's Mansion at the top of any list, to be honest, but that's just me. Next up, guys, is your game releases. There isn't really that much out, but I'll tell you what they are. On April the 16th, Injustice, Gods Among Us. You get to fly around as Superman and do some stuff as Batman, and there's a few other jobbers in there as well, so yeah, be my guest, go and grab that game. It's supposed to be very good. Here we go. And the game you've all been waiting for, on April the 21st, Lego City Undercover, The Chase Begins. Whatever, I don't know, I think it's a Wii U game, whatever. See what it's like, go buy it, I don't know. And apart from that, really, there's not much else. The week after there's a few things, so I'll keep you posted. Also guys, Jesus, I've had so much to talk about in this episode. I hope it's been good. I've edited this thing together, but I don't know if it's going to turn out any good. But yeah, my schedule is changing. I made a video the other day just to say that it's all changing, it's all going to be awesome. So I'll start with Monday. Monday is going to be out of my 3 best gaming series that I do. Minecraft, Call of Duty and FIFA. It's going to be called That Thing. So this Monday, I've already made the video today. It's going to be called That Call of Duty Thing. And so on and so forth. That Minecraft thing, that FIFA thing. And it's going to be rolling every week on a Monday. Tuesday. Now, I had a little bit of a dilemma with my Let's Plays. I sold a couple of my games. WWE, Far Cry, that kind of thing. And I have way too many Let's Plays. So how can I fix that? But I changed the name of the program. Instead of Let's Play, Let's Take a Look. So I'm just having a look at games. It doesn't have to come back every time. I could play for a long time and cut out the best highlights of my gameplay and experience. And it gives you guys an idea of whether to buy the game or whether to give it a miss. Wednesdays. Wednesday sees the release of a brand new program I'm very excited about. It's called Iconic Gaming. And now, the reason why I want to do this is not only to include some retro games, but to also talk about the games that paved the way for you. One of the games I want to talk about is Half-Life 2. I myself have never played Half-Life 2, but I want to find out how many awards did it get? Why did it win the best game of the decade on the VGA Game Awards? All that kind of stuff. I want to find out about all the games that paved the way for you. Leave in the comments below what games made you, what games do you remember in your life that really changed gaming for you? What did it for you? Let me know in the comments below because I need some ideas. On Thursday, this is the other end of the spectrum. I'm very excited about this series too. It's going to be called World's Worst Games. I'm going to be finding the worst games around, playing them. You're going to see my reactions of how bad they are. I'm going to tell you what works, what doesn't work. We're just going to have a little bit of fun with that. Fridays. Now, I got this from my friend Steve Norton. Shout out to you. A lot of people are saying to me, you need to do live streams, man. You need to go live, otherwise you're not going to get as many fans. And if I can make this channel bigger by doing some live gameplay, if you enjoy that, then I'm going to do it. So Fridays is GRG Live. Every week on a Friday I'm going to do some live gaming on Twitch TV. So it's twitch.tv/GreenRingGaming. I already have an account. Get subscribed to that and I'll be doing some gameplay this Friday. Again, leave some comments below what game you want me to play. Saturday, it's another new series, but I'm equally excited about this one as well. And it's just like a Q&A thing. A lot of people do it on YouTube, but I thought it would be a great chance to just kind of, instead of the This Week in Gaming setting where I'm talking about news, something more personal. So, Tea and Biscuits with Rich. Honestly, that's my name. People keep calling me Green Ring Gamer, Gaming, Green Ring. My name is Rich. So it's going to be called Tea and Biscuits with Rich. And I will literally have a cup of tea and some biscuits and answer your questions. So again, beneath this video, ask me any question you want. I've already seen a few. I'm going to cut out the best questions. And then I will credit you for the question. And Sundays, they ain't changing. They ain't never changing. It's This Week in Gaming. It's best to be on a Sunday. It's staying on a Sunday. Twig ain't going nowhere. Anyway, guys, that about wraps this show up this week. I know it's been quite a long episode. I don't know quite how long that it's run on for, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll let you know more about gamercheese.com. Need to catch my breath for a second. Also, hopefully, I should be making some Green Ring Gaming t-shirts. If anyone's interested in that, perhaps, give me a shout. Maybe I could send you some. Maybe I could sell you some t-shirts. It might not be on a big scale, but if you're really interested in my channel and you want to support it, perhaps if I make some t-shirts, I can sell them to you and see what happens, man. But hopefully I'll make some t-shirts that I can wear on the show, and it'd be great. Anyway, thanks very much for watching this week. I'll be out again next week for This Week in Gaming. And stay tuned for tomorrow's video on that Call of Duty thing. High five!